Our friend Ken Decoster's here from the Sheriff's Office in CrimeStoppers. How are you?
Riley, I'm doing great. How are you?
I have nothing to complain about. Good Easter, good family get together?
We had a wonderful Easter, just hung out at home and celebrated the holiday and the weather. And
absolutely,
it's been a wonderful spring. How about you?
About the same. Yeah, about the same. Outside a little bit more than we have been, which has been nice, and not getting rained on.
And I know that things in your house are complete now that your son is back home after a lengthy
8-month deployment at work. And for those who ask and who've been kind enough to ask, no, he's not in the service. He works for Royal Caribbean. So we don't share anything in common with military families other than missing that member of our family who's gone.
And I know how close you are with Spencer. And I know, it was difficult for you and Amy and Molly to be without Spencer for 8 months.
Oh, they were fine. It was just me stuck with a couple of girls. Just needed some male outlet there just a little bit.
Well, as somebody who lives with a woman and 2 girls,
I have nothing to complain about whatsoever.
Right.
Come on by the house. Come on by the house. You got a big stack of police-related materials with you there.
Yes. First of all, last night I attended a forum at the YWCA on East State Street. The topic of interest is a proposal, and again, I want to emphasize it is a proposal. Sheriff Gary Caruana was approached by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement about the possibility of establishing a immigrant detention center within the confines of the Winnebago County Jail. The sheriff, our corrections superintendent, Bob Redmond, and an agent from ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, fielded questions last night at the YWCA. A wonderful turnout, over 100 people there. In fact, the room was filled to capacity. And at this point, the sheriff is exploring the possibility. There is some benefits, there is some negatives, and I think regardless of how you feel about this issue, the sheriff is soliciting public input before any decision is made, which will probably be made in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The county board chairman, Frank Haney, was there last night. Several Winnebago County board members were in attendance. Once again, a great turnout. And
how did the room divide itself out?
I would say it was... I'd say maybe 60. Well, there were a lot of people with concerns about rumors about police asking people on traffic stops for papers, and that's not what this is about.
Right.
But whenever, as you well know, Riley, whenever something as emotional as immigration enforcement comes up, there are red flags, and it was brought up last night that there is concern about the new president taking a harder line stance against illegal immigration, and is the sheriff, all kinds of innuendo and speculation. And the sheriff, and I work for the sheriff, but I can assure you that his intentions are pure. He's looking out for the best interests of the community, of the county, and of public safety. And he has nothing to hide. He was answering questions and addressing concerns, and we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Having been around Sheriff Caruana a number of times, that strikes me as the kind of guy that he is. Okay, what's best for the community? What's best for the county?
Right.
What's the best way to go about doing this? And the fact that he's out soliciting input on this one, this could have been a unilateral move. This could have been one, okay, this is what we're doing.
Right.
But I like the idea of soliciting public input on it as well.
So we'll see how this plays out, but he said last night that it's his intention to reach a decision in the next couple of weeks as to whether he believes this is in the best interest of Winnebago County.
All right, we'll keep our eye open.
Riley, the sheriff's office, together with several other police agencies, Rockford PD, State Police, Loves Park, South Beloit, Village of Winnebago, Rock Valley College, and the Department of Homeland Security conducted a saturation patrol over the Easter weekend. The weather, unfortunately, played a role in this.
I bet.
Saturday night, my family and I went to an Ice Hogs game, then went out to dinner, and it was just pouring down rain.
Yep.
And if you're up in a Homeland Security helicopter in the pouring rain,
that's going to be unpleasant. I was just thinking about that a second. And you're up in a helicopter. Yeah,
whose idea was this?
No, thank you. No, thank you. We got to get doors for this thing.
So the saturation detail was cut short, but I can tell you, there were 153 traffic stops, 59 citations, 62 written warnings, 18 arrests for driving after suspension or revocation, 15 criminal warrants served, 3 handguns recovered, one of which was stolen, 1 stolen vehicle recovered, 79 grams of cannabis recovered, 9 grams of cocaine recovered, and 1 driving under the influence arrest. The following people were arrested by deputies and lodged in the jail. Kenneth Gaddy of Rockford, wanted for aggravated fleeing to elude, 2 Winnebago County failure to appear warrants, 1 Rockford failure to appear warrant. He was arrested. Martavius Blake of Rockford was arrested for possession with intent to deliver cannabis, less than 10 grams. And finally, Dominique Scholes of Rockford was arrested for possession with intent to deliver cocaine and driving while license revoked. The charges against Gaddy, Blake, and Scholes are merely accusations. They are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Okay.
Yesterday, there was a man sentenced for murder. And I bring this up because Luis Anaya, who's 28 years old, was sentenced to 50 years in prison for the 2011 shooting death of 23-year-old Brandon Wright. Brandon Wright was a 3-sport standout at Jefferson High School. He was the unintended target of the drive-by shooting following a bar fight in which Anaya mistakenly thought Brandon Wright was the man who hit him at a bar. Judge Joe McGraw said the length of the sentence was aimed at discouraging such antisocial behavior. And just the grief that Brandon Wright's parents are going through and will go through for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Basically, after this happened, Riley, Luis Anaya fled to Mexico. And a couple of years ago, there was a CrimeStoppers tip that ultimately helped the feds track Luis Anaya down in Mexico and bring him back here to Rockford to face prosecution, and ultimately he was convicted of this. So CrimeStoppers, in a small way, played a role in this guy's prosecution and ultimately him being brought to justice.
Outstanding. Good work by law enforcement there.
Riley, over the weekend, a 19-year-old man was arrested Friday night on heroin and weapons charges. His name is Detravion Jones. A second individual, 18-year-old Corey Smith, was arrested on outstanding warrants, and further investigation led to drug and firearm charges against him. This was outstanding work by Rockford Police and Winnebago County Sheriff's Police. The 2 guys, Detravion Jones and Corey Smith, were arrested in the 2000 block of Elmwood Avenue on Friday night by Rockford Police and the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office, so good work there. And then 5 people were transported to local hospitals for gunshot or stab wounds at 11:30 p.m. Sunday night. I guess they were celebrating Easter. Things got out of hand.
That's the way we do it.
You know, those family functions.
It happens. Hold my beer. Yeah, okay.
One individual is being treated for a life-threatening injury, while the other's injuries were not life-threatening, police said. Rockford Police Lieutenant Walt Felton said the fight happened outside Orton Keys housing complex. Men and women were involved in the fight, but Lieutenant Felton didn't say how many were men and how many were women. The investigation is ongoing. Yeah, you can't celebrate Easter anymore.
No, not the way we used to. Old school. Sure.
Riley, we're looking for the following 4 individuals. 20-year-old Derek Gully is a black man, 5'10", 230 pounds. He's wanted for a probation violation. 23-year-old Brian Getz is a white man, 5'9", 125 pounds. He's wanted for burglary. 41-year-old Tammy Ewing is a white woman, 5'3", 135 pounds. She is wanted for domestic battery. Finally, 23-year-old Marlon Taylor, black man, 6'1", 205. He is wanted for aggravated battery. If you know the whereabouts of any of these people, give us a call at Rockford CrimeStoppers, 815-963-7867, or call us toll free at 888-769-STOP. The tips are anonymous. We don't have caller ID. We don't ask your name.
Works that fine. And go to rockfordcrimestoppers.com. You can download the Crime Stoppers app for both your Android and your iPhone. Help out Crime Stoppers that way. One story not in your pile this morning. I understand why. It was in Kansas. Firefighters in Kansas say they responded to a local tree to rescue a cat that was stuck up in the tree. And the cat's owner, who was also stuck in the tree. Shawnee County Emergency Communications Center said the Topeka Fire Department dispatch when a call came in at about 10 o'clock Wednesday night from a woman who got stuck in the tree trying to get her cat out of the tree. Firefighters arrived to find the woman and the cat stranded on a branch about 16 feet up in the tree.
Wow.
Yeah, they were brought down safely. Fire Department Shift Commander Todd Williams said firefighters occasionally are called to perform similar rescues. He asks that you leave it to the pros. Don't go up in the tree yourself.
Words to live by.
That would be so embarrassing.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my God. Hey, guys, as long as you're here to get the cat, can I get a lift of that cherry picker, too?
Cats are feline and human in the tree.
Exactly. It says an Illinois woman ended up in a similar situation in December, attempted to rescue her dog after the dog fell through the ice of a pond behind their home. Kathy Metternock and her dog Bailey both ended up needing to be pulled out of the water by Aurora firefighters.
Wow.
Saved the day, both of them okay. But yeah, the dog went through the ice and the woman didn't hesitate. Went out in a boat to get the dog, fell out of the boat. Both the woman and the dog then in frozen water. Firefighters managed to get there in time, get everybody out. Everybody's okay.
Now that is frightening.
Wow. Yeah, that is frightening. And I believe they both got treats afterwards.
And thank you to our first responders.
As always, who are always running toward the problem, not away from it. We appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in too,
Thank
Ken.
you for your time as always, Riley.